All right, I think I'm live. Hello, hello, Zen friends. Happy Independence Day for those of you that celebrate that. It's that here in the United States. We're still free so far, but a bunch. And happy Friday to all of you. Welcome to your weekend. So happy to have you here. And before we jump into everything, let us bring in some beautiful love energy. Of course, the world can use as much love as we can give it, and we also get to be filled up first. So, as I hit the singing bowl 3 times, just imagine that love flowing down into our hearts and filling us up, into our minds and all of our thoughts, our hearts and all our emotions, into our energetic fields, our meridians, our chakra systems, our auras, into our physical bodies, all of our muscles, our organs, our blood, whatever our body needs. Fill us up and then flow out to the world and let it do whatever it needs to do out there in the world, right? So, if you'd like to join me as I'm hitting this, you can think of just one thing that you're grateful for in this moment. And if you're sincerely grateful, and thank the creator for it, thank the universe, whatever your higher power is. And not only does that immediately start raising our love vibration, it also brings in that beautiful messages from spirit, opens us up to receiving that, and magnetizes us to receive more of what we're grateful for. So it's a win-win-win, right? All right, so let's get into it here. Let's take a big deep breath just to come back to right here, right now, if you'd like to join me. All right, let's begin. Beautiful, beautiful. Wow, she is singing up a storm. Thank you so much for joining me and doing that. And welcome, all my Zen friends. If you're new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome. We got a great group of Zen friends, huge hearts, great senses of humor. Two things we can definitely use in this human adventure that we're on. And there's always room for more Zen friends. So welcome, welcome. If you want to know how all the reading process works, all in the description box of the video. Most everybody knows the process, so I won't go into all of the spiel. Just be sure to check out the description box if you want to know. We will start off with donations, and we're going to be using tonight the Wonderland Tarot. It's a cute little deck there. Let's see, does it say who it's by here? Well, at least you know what the box looks like. I don't think I have who the author is. So we will get started. I do, after each stream, I'll be on for 3 hours. Whatever I finish in those 3 hours, I will post a pinned comment listing all of the readings I completed with timestamps. So if you need to leave and come back, then you can find your timestamp. Just click on it, take you right to where your reading is in the stream. So easy breezy, short and easy. So hello everybody. Hello, happy fourth. Hello, hello. So let me give these a quick shuffle. We do have a couple of donations. And Johanna, if you're awake, I don't know if you fell asleep again. You're so funny. I know you're on the other side of the planet. So if you are awake, don't forget to put your um, question out there. Otherwise, I'll just hold it until I do see you get woken up. All right. So, Nelia, you will be up first here. So, thank you for your dual donations. So, this is your timestamp here. And thank you for your dual donations. And we've got the little, I love the stickers you use, the little green pear blowing kisses. I love it. And thank you for your donation, of course. So, let's take a look here. And we want to start off asking about a general love reading. All right. Messages from your future true love partner and any stepping stone partners coming along the way. All right. So let's see here. Just generally, let's see what they want you to know about love here. If they do want those. And then from your future true. And then anything about stepping stones here. I do feel like we want this one and this one. Okay. But not that one. All right. Well, the bottom of the deck, we start off here. You have the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups here is all about the focus there on the Ace of Cups. So I like that because, when it comes down to our adventure of love, it all is about our human our human interactions are a reflection of our self-love. And so the more we connect with our higher love, then of course, the more we also grow and are able to receive and give love to those human characters, right? So it's an important thing to always come back to is when we're on this adventure trying to find love, that the outside love is never going to be fill us up because what we're looking for, our soul is looking for that internal love, eternal unconditional love of the higher realms. And humans are a reflection of the current self-love our human character has. So that's why we start off in the beginning kind of lower vibrational relationships, because we don't have usually a huge self-esteems or self feelings of self-worth and self-love when we're younger, right? Because life kind of tells us a different story until we wake up to that higher love. So I like that we're coming to that starting off there. So what else generally about love here for you? Yeah, you have the Strength card, which that is about the message of turning inward and upward, and that the outside world, relationship situations and things don't fulfill us. It's that inward and upward, because this is your, see, you can kind of see, yeah. If I do it up here, you can see it a little brighter. There's our human self and our higher self, and that relationship with our higher self is such an important piece of all that. Yeah, and the Four of Pentacles. So both the Strength card and the Four of Pentacles for me have both that same kind of theme of looking into those three areas of the outside world to feel fulfilled. And when we do, we feel unstable because all those things are unstable. But once we turn inward and upward and we find that higher love, then the outside world transforms from a place of lack to a place of abundance, overflow. It's extra because we're finding everything we need inside of us. So we have all that. And it's interesting. This one, the hanged man, they're not hanging upside down like normal, but it is about seeing things from that higher perspective. So I like at the bottom of the deck and the first of those cards, the three cards there are all about inward and upward and seeing things clearly, that the biggest thing we can do in our love lives is to find our inner love. It changes everything in the outside world, every relationship we have, whether it's lovers, friends, family, coworkers, customers, whoever, it transforms it all and allows us to see it differently and have different experiences. And then there's four cards that were below that. Let's see what this is. Yeah, the Page of Wands. Powerful energy of wherever we focus, of course. The Five of Swords, the battle between the head and the heart. Let's see what these other ones are here. The Six of Swords. With these whimsical cards. I like these. Um, of course, that's about leaving behind old ways of thinking. We're progressing from the Five of Swords to the Six of Swords to the Queen of Pentacles. Mother Nature, Mother Nurture kind of energy. When you look at the combination of all these, it is about, you know, just the general love reading is questioning these long held thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, because the Five of Swords represents the battle between the head and the heart. The head being all of these opinions that we've had our entire lives about the supposed to, the should to, the need to, the must of relationships. They're all small t truths, opinions rooted in fear of not being good enough, not of rejection, of failure, blah, 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 those fears, versus our heart, which connects to the higher realms and knows that it doesn't need to be restricted by all these fears. Well, that's what that Six of Swords comes in with the Queen of Pentacles, really, because it's Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, looking at your own self, your own beliefs. And the more you release those, the more you have movement. And then with the Page of Wands, too, that you had, it really is this energy of whatever I focus on is what grows and expands. The more I focus in on what I'm grateful for and the love that I have and have had, then that draws in love. But if I'm on this search for love, then I'm actually pushing it away, because if I'm searching or have a need or a want for a relationship or love, that means I don't feel like I'm complete. I feel like I'm lacking, and that need and want is more lack energy and it pushes things further away. But once I come back to me and I fill up with this inner love and have gratitude for it, I'm going to ask Creator once, I'd like a relationship. I would like someone to reflect this higher and higher love that I'm moving up with. And they're like, absolutely. And we'll draw that in through gratitude, but we repel it through want and need. So good foundation of energy for all that. And then from your future true love partner, what do they have? Three of Wands does represent, with new information, a change of direction, and the Ace of Cups. Yeah, so here's that self love. With this connection, it takes you in a different direction. And the Knight of Wands, yeah, the pursuit of the Ace of Wands. So it definitely, they're telling you here, pretty much reinforcing a lot of this, seeking your self love, taking your power. The knight, that Knight of Wands is on the quest for that Ace of Wands, which is you decide, focusing on gratitude and all that, and higher love, that raises your love vibration and that speeds up us meeting. And so that's why that stuff is so important, because if I'm focusing on lack, it slows down how soon we'll meet them. If I'm focusing on outside love, that's more lower vibrational energy that slows down, instead of higher vibration love that speeds things up. So I like that they've given two things that are very important as far as speed. If we're wanting to do what's fastest and more productive for ourselves, they're saying look at that self-love and be aware of where we're focusing our energy, especially around love and partnership. So I like that. And then let's take a look here. Any stepping stone partners coming your way here? You've got the 10 of Wands. It's a burden energy. Can be a burden energy. 10 of Cups. Well, these tens. And the King of Pentacles. So with this, that would tell me that there is a love interest that comes your way. The 10 of Cups is usually, it shows two people and going, oh, wow, there's so much joy and so much love overflowing. And the King of Pentacles is someone that kind of earth signy, but more focused on the physical world, abundance, the coin, security of the outside world. And that's where, with the 10 of Wands, that's where the burden becomes so much, and what ends up, you know, with it just being not a very long term relationship, because you're realizing you guys are not aligned in your energies. You are looking at higher things, and they're just looking outward at physical things. So there's not like this spiritual type of connection with it. They're more, I mean, they're good looking, they are down to earth, very grounded, even like fun and just all of this cool things that kind of check off a lot of things on your list, those 5 of Swords, the mind's going, I really like this one. The heart's going, what, really? Um, but it's like, well, there's this draw, there's this experience that you have with them, but it just feels empty because it is just about the physical world and not so much about spiritual, and connects there. So I feel like that is what they have for that. Let's get you a fortune cookie, and I'll check to see if you have said anything here too. Let me just put these back into the deck. Today we have the Power of Surrender cards again, as we did last night, and some from A Letting Go. It's a book by David Hawkins. It's a great book, but we have cards from the book as well. So we'll see here. I feel like the Power of Surrender is where we're going for yours here, for this one, and maybe we'll go to the other one for your second one. All right, let's take a look here. What else do we have for Nelia? Love, love, love. I feel like it's this one right here. Yeah. Here we go. Good message for all of us. Surrender low self-esteem. You deserve success, love, and abundance. Set an intention to identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem. So that's those old ways, those old thoughts and beliefs, those opinions we had before, because they tend to send us into comparison and judgment of ourselves and others, which is brings all that loveliness in. So that's what we have there. Hey, Nelia. Hello, hello. All right. So that is for number one. And then number two here coming in. I love your little smiling little, is that a doggy or a fox? I'm not sure. But hello, hello. So you want to know anything headed your way, anything you need to know, whatever else Spirit wants to say. Oh, thank you. I'm doing very well. Had a medical procedure on Monday, and I'm recovering very well from it. So I'm glad that balance is what is happening in my life right now, which is always my challenge. So we're doing well. So thank you, and thank you for your kind comment too. I'm very grateful. All right, let's take a look here, Nelia. So anyone or anything headed your way that Spirit feels that you need to know. All right. So we got these. And this. What else? Anything else? Okay. And I want that one too. Okay. All right. And this one and this one. What do we got going on here? It's got the Page of Pentacles on the bottom. So there definitely is a new opportunity of something coming your way. That's what the Pages of Pentacles represent. It is something New opportunity, a heightened opportunity, it feels as well. Let's see what this is about. So here we got the Fool card, which is the first card in the major arcana, a brand new uh just a brand new adventure that has it's like there's so many possibilities, free of a lot of expectations. And the Knight of Wands, which you got in the other one you're reading too. And the Knight of Wands is a journey of stepping into your power. And I like this because I feel like they're saying, with this world of possibilities and the Knight of Wands coming out together side by side, this is like there's so many different things that could be drawn and come your way. But it's really being aware of what your energetic focus is, because if the majority of the time I'm focusing on gratitude around things, I'm going to be drawing in things left and right that match that. Likewise, if I'm focusing in down on the lower vibrational fear and want and need and lack energies, then I'm going to be pushing things away and not have things that I want coming in. In fact, it slows everything down, right? So I like all of this focus for you right now. And I usually get this type of message when either there's a lot of great energy going on in planetary wise that is like amplifying our attraction energy, or it could be specifically just your planetary energy is aligning where you're having this pocket of great manifestation ability where it's like expanded, whatever you focus in comes in very fast and much bigger. But of course, we want to be aware of that because I don't want this lower vibrational stuff to come in faster and bigger, right? I don't mind the stuff, the higher vibration. Yeah, bring it on, big, big, big. But ooh, no, 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 right? So being aware of what you're focusing on is very important here. Let's see what else they have here. Whoa, simmer down. So we got the Five of Cups, transformation of emotion coming in here. Get these three cards came out together. We've got the Six of Wands, progression of energies here, and the Empress, creativity, number three. So Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, and this is this. They're like taking time and only, like I usually say, spend 10% of your time on shadow work and 90% of your time on higher vibration. So this Five of Cups is the lower vibrational emotions that come up, any sorrows, anything related to fear. Those things, if they keep coming up, it's like a little kid going, "Hey, hey, hey, Nelia, 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 Nelia," and you're like, instead of going, "What?" You're like, "Come here. Obviously, you want my attention. So tell me, what do you want me to see?" I like, I have a little sticky note where we ask our pain what it needs from us. We can also ask our sorrow, our lower vibration. It's like, what do you need from me? What can I do? And that's why I like this energy of Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, and nurturing yourself, because you move from the Five of Cups to the Six of Wands, where the Six of Wands is more of a balanced energy. It's a victory energy. And I like that, where you move from a feeling of maybe failure, sorrow, that kind of energy into, all right, I feel like I've let that go and I'm focusing on what I feel I've done well in my victories, not on my perceived failures, because there never really is any failure. That's a human judgment of, oh, it didn't do what I thought it was supposed to do. It's really failure, and mistakes are more disappointment, because expectations equal disappointment, because all this long list of expectations doesn't get met. And which all those rules, all those expectations, their opinion. It's like what Pirates of the Caribbean, and they're like, wasn't the Pirates Code? It's not so much a code, is it's more, I forget the other word they use. It's not a pirate's code, it's more of a suggestion, you know, and that's what we look at, though. We can look at life that way. So I like this little pocket here that comes before these other things. Let's see what this is. Yeah, King of Swords, ruler over thoughts and master over thoughts, because they get a second. All kings get a second portion of swords. So he rules over swords, gets an extra one. So big thinking here. Oh, I have the Three of Wands again. With new information, new awareness, there definitely is a change of direction here. And I like this. They're kind of saying that as you're going along and as things are coming up, it's like you're kind of having this journey on the fly where, which really all of our life is, all these possibilities, but not to get attached too fast or too stubbornly to something. Allow yourself flexibility when information comes in. Don't be afraid and don't feel like you need to hesitate to go, you know what, I'm heading this direction with this new information. I want to head off this direction instead. Because there are some great um, new adventures to be found off the beaten trail instead of the regular one that you thought, this is what I have to do, what I'm supposed to do, should do, need to do, right? All those expectations. You're like, yeah, no, I'm going to go this way. You're like, oh my God, I'm so glad I took this exit, in my life because look at this. So I like this for you. You also have the Six of Cups along with the Knight of Swords. So a lot of this, the Six of Cups is like both childhood energy and past life emotional energy. And with the Knight of Swords, it is an energy of the quest for seeing things from that higher perspective. So you have both the King and the Knight of Swords, but I feel like they're giving you clarity on where you get more ahas in has to do with your childhood emotional memories and then also past life emotional memories that come in as well. So I like that for you. So a lot of different opportunities coming your way, but hopefully that helps bring a little more awareness of what is happening and just a big focus in both your readings about be aware of your focal energy. Got to be careful, almost cussed. Whoa. But be careful of where you invest your energy. Not careful. That was me being careful about what I'm saying. But um, just be aware of where your focus is. So let's see what this letting go. Let's see what your fortune cookie for the letting go is here. All right, here we go. That must be yours. Yeah, I love it. Fear is healed by love. And on the back, it says, as we consistently let go of resisting our fears and allow them to be surrendered, the energy that was tied up in the fear is relinquished and now becomes available to shine forth as the energy of love. So, very transformative energy with all that. So, I love that for you, Nelia. See, you are very welcome. Yeah, just feeling blah lately. There's a lot of that going around. There is a bit of crazy energies. I mean, going on with all the planetary changes like today, Neptune started its retrograde in Aries. So if you guys have been having crazy dreams, that it would be a lot of it too. Neptune is rules over Pisces. It's our spiritual world. It's our, lower world and all that too. So we've got a lot of that, energy going on. And then didn't Venus go into Gemini too? So there's all this energy that's happening. I'm just like, yeah, we're like, whoa, yeah, heavy feeling energy. Very important for us to do whatever we can to ground ourselves. Like I do the singing bowl, light candles, breath work, get out into nature, walk barefoot, all the stuff that we can do to ground ourselves this year is important, but right now, especially with a lot of energy too. So, all right, that's what we got there, Nelly. So hang in there. Yeah, salt bath. That's a good idea too. Hey, cat goddess. Hello. I just want to make sure you're aware that you did win um, this week's giveaway. So be sure to check out that video from earlier on the week. It came out on Tuesday. On you won the last of the personal recorded reading giveaways. So I want to catch you while I saw you. All right. So let's see where we're at here. So Jojo, if you are here, don't forget to put your question. I don't think you put it here. So I'll move you down the list. And maybe like last night, you'll wake up toward the end or in the middle, and we will um, get you your message then. All right. So let me move these around here. And then, yep, and then we have Shanji. So glad that they changed the names in the chat back to your handles instead of those at whatevers. All right, so we'll jump ahead here. So up next, we're going to have here, let's see, timestamps. Okay, yeah. So Girl Gone Duffner, you are up next. Let's put your timestamp out here. All right, and thank you for your donation. I'll give that a love and a like here. All right, so who are your guardians? Ooh, I like that. And do they have a message for you? Oh, they always love to talk, right? Our guardians for sure. So let's take a look here. See who wants to come through as your guardians. Because we have, I mean, if you could see, if each of us could see the multitudes, I mean, thousands of beings of unconditional love and light that surround every one of our human characters, supporting, loving, um, being being our posse, we would be blown away. Really, that many souls? Now it's you can imagine it like you're in the middle of a crowd, or maybe like a stadium. You're standing in the middle of the stadium, and then within arm's reach, you have like your spirit guides and individuals who are very, very present in your lifetime. And then everyone else, just these crowds that just go as far as your eyes can see. And that's the support group we have. We're part of these collectives and all these beautiful beings. So when I'm talking about guardians, we're going to talk about some of them that are like in your inner circle where you could reach out and touch them. That's how close they are to us in the other realm. But your higher self is standing in the midst of them. And that's what you're getting all of that energy from. So we'll see which ones want to come through here and what messages they have. So let's take a look. Hey, Jojo, welcome back. If you throw out your your question, you can be up next. All right, let's take a look here, Girl Gone. So what? I feel like there's 3 guardians that want to make themselves known to you, and then of course, they come together and voice like one message to you. All right. Okay, let me do it this way so I can see these. So up first, you'd have the King of Swords. So you have someone that comes through as a divine masculine energy. That's very much this thinker kind of individual. Now, this one, I do feel like is someone that you knew in this lifetime as a human, and they've already transitioned to the other side. So it feels like someone very wise, kind of this grandpa feel, which is an interesting energy, but it's that kind of feel to them, whoever that might be. So they are there, which all of our loved ones, when they go to the other side, they will stay by us our entire lifetime, present, when with every single loved one, all at the same time, because that's how powerful we are. As if we're 100% with someone, and we can be that with millions of people if we wanted to, because that's the power that we have as higher selves on the other side. We can be in so many different locations all at the same time. So that is one of the protectors, one of your guardians, as you said. You also have the Page of Swords. Now, pages are feminine, kind of divine feminine energy. So that's how they present themselves to you. And again, swords, very much about wisdom and intelligence. This one does not feel like someone you knew in this lifetime. It's not like someone who's was human in this lifetime with you in past. This more feels like um, it's like someone that you've known in several lifetimes, but it's more what we would consider like your air elemental spirit guide, and they'll come in the form of like butterflies and birds, anything that flies and has to do with the air. They will show themselves that way, but they bring you, they make themselves known mainly through butterflies, dragonflies, moths, um, other flying insects. It could be, yeah, it can be like, I don't feel like it's Archangel Michael. Yeah, bees, anything flying. In elemental, we have every human has four elemental spirit guides in each lifetime. I go into those if you check on my main uh, channel. There's quest videos that are out there that started in January. I go over all the five elemental spirit guides. The fifth one is our ethereal, they call them guardian angel, our guardian angel. They're our ethereal spirit guide, is how they came through. But we have an air elemental that helps us with our knowledge, seeing things, gaining clarity. So they help more with mental transformations, and we'll get ideas. They're the ones that bring ideas, drop them into our head, push different memories. So they're kind of in charge of the mental world, our mental world. So that's another one. And then the third one that wanted to come through is the Queen of Cups. How perfect. So you got the King of Swords who rules the Master of Swords because they've got two parts air. And then you have the Queen of Cups, which all queens get a second portion of cups. So you got the Master of Emotion coming in too. This one is helps you with your psychic abilities, helps like give you downloads and upgrades with your spirituality, helps kind of with all of your interior connections, chakras and different things like that, just to help your um, empathic abilities and psychic abilities just be expanded and as clear as it can. I like this. Definitely divine feminine energy um, moves through your heart as well, of course. So I like these three. Again, this one doesn't feel like someone you've known in this lifetime, but you've had many lifetimes with them in the past. And so there is strong past life emotional connection with them, which makes sense because they're down in your subconscious world, um, tinkering with all the emotional energies to help things run well, right? Yeah. Who? I mean, it wasn't someone in this lifetime, but it's been in different a lot of different lifetimes, and I do feel like they, they like to show up as divine feminine energy. So they've been you guys have been sisters, best friends, mother, um, children of each other, as well in past lifetimes. There's a lot of deep emotional past life connections. But so this is part of like your soul group that you guys kind of take turns sometimes too. Like you'll be their spirit guide in some lifetimes, and then they be yours in others. And then you guys go down together, and you've had a lot of lifetimes together. In this one, they were like, "You go down for this one, I'll support you because this you're going to need a lot of emotional support during this lifetime, and we all really need it, right?" So that's what she's doing there. All right. And let's see what their joint message to you here is the ten of pentacles energy coming in, and with the judgment card. This does feel, the 10 of pentacles is one of my relationship cards, and I do feel like they're guiding you regarding relationship. trying to have you see things from a higher perspective. And so I do like this, energy um, coming in for this, and we'll see what they want to tell you about relationships more specifically here, which is you have the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles, nine being the Hermit's journey, Pentacles being like the outside world. It's kind of like this about being alone. And it's not like they're saying, you're always going to be alone. This is a you can't be happy in a relationship with someone else until you're happy being with yourself. And that you have been becoming more and more comfortable with just being with you and not feeling this rush and this need. But there is that message of until you can be happy with yourself, you can't be happy with someone else in a relationship because other people can't make you happy. And if we have an expectation that they're supposed to, when they don't, all hell breaks loose. That's funny. And we have the Seven of Swords. There are some feelings and thoughts and beliefs here around deception, betrayal, the fear of being cheated on, betrayed, lied to. That can be looked at to release because we don't want to bring those things in and put them on other people when they don't deserve it. But we can do that subconsciously. So it's important to do some sort of ritual or facing some of these thoughts and beliefs. And they definitely, two of the spirit guides that came in with the mind, both the divine feminine, divine masculine, can help you transform those. So you can ask them, show me how I can let this old stuff go. How can I release it? How can I forgive it? How can I free myself from this? So I like that. And the Chariot, yeah, the power of choice. So this is a good message coming in from them too, because they're telling you that no one can make you sad, no one can make you do anything. Everyone makes their own choices. Every moment you're making a choice, a mental choice of higher vibration or lower vibration by the stories that you apply to a situation. You're choosing every moment how you want to feel. Yeah, other people can make it easier or harder to choose higher vibration or lower vibration emotions, but ultimately we are the ones who decide. So it's not about saying that someone made me feel this way, going, I felt this way when I witnessed this. So I'm the one that can change how I feel, and I can make independent decisions where it doesn't matter what happens in the outside world. I'm not at the whim of what, someone says or does. I get to choose, right? So there's some good energy with this. And then of course also every moment is a energetic choice of am I focusing on gratitude or fear? Am I growing and drawing things to me, or through need, want, and fear, am I repelling things away from me? So we're aware of that, and of course, physical. And that's the four things: mental, emotional, energetic, and physical. I'm making physical choices every moment too, of higher or lower vibration. And whatever we focus on is what we grow in our lives. So I feel like they're saying here it's an important piece of your journey here, especially around relationships, but it can be anything in the physical world through the 10 of Pentacles that I invite the world as it is in my life through my energy. Don't see the world as it is, I see the world as I am. So I can change all of that. Only in control of my own world. I'm not in control of anyone else's. So we get to free ourselves from trying to, control anything outside of us because you know, it's not wasted energy. Because I learned a lot being in like management, trying to control other people to do what corporate wanted them to do. Had I known in the beginning that don't even try, just find out, hey, you guys willing to do this? No, then you should find a different job because they're going to end up firing you. Or if you choose to do it, it could benefit you. But anyway, so I like that release from everyone else and releasing everyone else for being responsible for any of your choices. and that gets this power back that over your own life, which we love. Yeah, and the Ace of Swords, they are gifting you with this ability to connect with them, because the Ace of Swords with the Page and the King, they all have that Ace of Swords. This gives you the ability to see things from their perspective, to connect mentally with them. And then also it allows you, it's a double edged sword. It also allows you to cut away some of these old thoughts and beliefs, the small t truths rooted in fear, and all those opinions and expectations allows you to transform those so you're not investing energy in those. And that's where the triggers come from. So less and less triggers happening in your life too. So I like this. Speaking of expectations, here comes a little moth. Look, oh my god, a little flying, a little flying uh, moth, and that's how they make themselves known, right? So here they came over here to visit you. I love it. And then the Four of Cups too, which is emotional stability. But this is, since it feels like a lot about relationships, they're like, the outside world and the energy of the outside world. It Once we get love, we get bored with it because it won't fill us up. Because what our heart is looking for, of course, is that higher love, what we find when we turn inward and upward. So when all the relationships we have in the outside world, if we're looking to them to fulfill us, they're going to fall short. But once we turn inward and upward and we find that, higher love, then the outside world transforms from something that's falling short, because we're filling up like a chalice, and overflowing. Then what people give us from the outside world is above and beyond extra. So that's what transforms it from feeling like lacking and falling short and to like, wow. Because even though we find this beautiful, fulfilling love on the inside, doesn't mean we stop wanting to experience love on the outside. We just don't need it like as desperately as we felt before, because our heart was starving for emotion. But once we find out on the inside, then it's beautiful. Right? So I like that for you. Let's see what we have here for fortune cookies here. I feel like we have this one here. So let's see what else they have. Yeah, surrender the frustration. Yay! Frustration doesn't open any doors. The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a breath, center yourself, and regroup so you may approach the situation more calmly. Yeah, it's getting out of that fear that we get in so that we could hear more clearly. Because the more we raise our love vibration to that of gratitude and unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter and play, that's the vibration at which spirit speaks. And the lower vibration is so noisy, it's hard for us to hear the whispers from spirit. So the more we can, once we recognize we're in lower vibration, just be gentle with ourselves. Don't judge ourselves, because judgment just keeps us circling in the same loop, right? And so we are gentle with ourselves, and we just switch it to higher vibration if we want to hear clearly from them. So I love that. Yeah, I love these specific guardians that came through for you this time. So there you go. Now you can get to know them a little more personally. I encourage you to even ask them, sit in quietness and just go, can you guys introduce yourselves to me? Tell me more about who you are, and develop relationships with them. And if you want to, check out, I think it if you think there's playlists on my main page, if you go to it under playlist, you'll see quest videos. There should be 6 of them, and they all talk about the journey of how to connect to our elemental spirit guides, and deal with all 5 areas of our human adventure too. So, all right. So enjoy. Thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right. Good to see you. Happy holiday. All right, let me take a look here. And I think Johanna. So Johanna, you'll be up next. And then we'll jump over to Sean G. And then let me take a look here. Yep. And then Maria P. Yours came through Z PayPal, and then Sun and Moon. He will be up after that. So that's where we're at on donations for right now. They tend to flood in out of nowhere, which is awesome. I definitely appreciate these. All right, so Johanna Jojo, let's grab your timestamp here. Welcome back. And let's see here. It was down here. There it is. Hello, hello. Yeah, I know, right? Why was today much more powerful, intense at the choir thing than usual? Or if anyone from your guides wants to say something, especially regarding the singing party coming up. Yeah. Well, we can just see what they want you to know about these. But Neptune did go into its retrograde, and Venus moved into Gemini today, too. So we've got a lot of changes of energy. What do we have next week? Uranus moves into something new, I think, and we have a full moon coming up. There's always something going on, right? It's like, buckle up, buttercups. All right. So let's take a look here. What else do they want you to know? Why was today much more powerful, intense at the choir thing? Like rehearsal, gathering, choir gathering. Okay. So we want this, we want this, we want this, we want this, and we want this. All right. And then anything about this giant singing party coming up? Can you imagine just the amount of the amount of joy and love that's going to be there? It's going to be amazing. I can feel it already. All right. So let's take a look here, Jojo. Let's get down here. Hello, hello. Yeah, yeah. Right. Today was the practice, and then the actual thing itself. So why was it so intense? So, of course, you got the Four of Cups. So there's all this. I normally don't get this with this card, but there's this joining of love energy, very balanced energy, harmonies, four-part harmony, right? Well, there's usually like more than that, right? No, no, there's four. Well, you might have an extra super high sopranos or something, but it's like four-part harmony. There's harmony, and when there's harmony, it's a very expressive, expansive energy. So I like this Four of Cups. It's like the throat chakras and everyone doing something that they love. It just sends out this beautiful love energy. I like that. And we have the Five of Wands. Five of Wands is also this energy movement, and it's something that transforms lower vibration to higher vibration, because it starts out as, like feeling like people are battling to something that feels like love. And I just feel like a lot of activity, a lot of rush, go, 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 and a lot of stuff going on in the world, a lot of lower vibrational energy. And then you step into this, and as everyone comes into unity, because everyone's focusing and doing the same thing, just that many people come into unity and voice. Woo! I'm getting like chills just thinking about it myself. We have the Emperor energy. So again, another Aries number 4 energy. So again, the four-part harmonies and the intention and the decision that each person is making to be there, to do their part, to join together. Beautiful, beautiful. I like that. The King of Swords. I feel like, and this is interesting, this is the conductor with their little baton. The Emperor and the Leader, too, had some great energy. But there is this kind of focal, as everyone focusing and bringing it in, it just amplifies things. It's like when we do the singing bowl. If I do it by myself, not online, I have a certain amount of energy that I feel and going on, but I can tell when other people join in because it's not just adding on top of one another, it is amplifying it. So I like that. Let's see what this other one is here. Yeah, the Three of Wands. Three of Wands, again, there's a different meaning that they're bringing in here. This Three of Wands, it's like the power of three. And so I feel like with the person on either side of you, there was this energetic connection that it just felt like it blended and it moved. And um, I just feel like it's the three of you, that were connecting at a different level. And it just kind of took you guys off into the stars. So powerful, powerful energy there. Now, for the actual event, when there's even the audience and everyone there, holy moly. Whoa. So, like I said, 10 of cups. So instead of 4 cups, of course, there's going to be people off key. So instead of 4-part harmony, it's going to be more like 10-part harmony. That's hilarious because you're going to have people singing that do not know what they're doing, right? That's funny. They're all ha 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 ha. But there's all this joy and love energy that's being lifted up. See all the cups that are floating up. So I really like that that energy there. Um, Eight of Swords too. This big flowing of communication too. Oh wow, totally missed. Um, Swords being also communicating and voice. So the King of Swords, that everyone's going to a new level, a higher level in voice together. Well, the Eight of Swords is flow, people letting go of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. And that's what song does, right? It puts us into our hearts. It gets us out of our head, but it allows us to communicate our heart through our vocal cords and our throat chakra. So I love that. We've got the Three of Cups, which is joy and celebration. And you can imagine, like, your spiritual posse follows you around everywhere. They're present. But when you get 10,000 plus people together, everyone's spiritual posse is all going to be gathered there. So if you think there's a lot of human characters there, if each person has 10,000 plus spiritual beings along with them, can you imagine the spiritual energy there? My hair's all standing up. So I imagine you guys are going to feel like you're floating. Reminds me of the first. I went to I was in a men's chorus, and the first time we performed, it did. It felt like we were like floating on air because of all the love and all the support that was around us. Um, and it was just like people were crying. It was amazing. Yeah, birds and the bees. I love it. I love it. So definitely, you know, showing up like people on the other side. So it just feels very beautiful here. We have the Nine of Swords, which again, um, there is this transformation. We have the moon energy here too, and the Page of Pentacles. All three of these cards coming out together. Of course, it's a heightened opportunity in the physical world, but the moon energy, I mean, it's the emotional moon energy with when you add the 1 and the 8 of the 18 moon is 9, and the 9 of swords, which is fear of singing, fear of speaking out, and just fear energy. There's transformative energy that happens here when everyone starts to sing too. And I feel like it's just gonna feel like everyone's floating. So what a beautiful experience. And put it down in there. Everyone can watch it online, right? Put down the name of it again if you don't mind for the whole chat. Um, so we can watch it probably live, or it might be in the late night for us here. But we'd love to send our energy too and experience it, of course. So I love that. Let's see what else they want you to know here. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so it'll be there for everyone. That'll be excellent. Thank you, Johanna. Thank you, Jojo. And then your fortune cookie says, well, so what one holds in mind tends to manifest. And it says, any thought which we consistently hold in mind and consistently give energy to will tend to come into our life according to the very form in which our mind has held it. And that's interesting, about um like when you're singing a song. I remember when again and when we were singing in the men's choir, men's chorus, that I loved it when they picked songs that moved my heart, because I would when I'm singing, it was just because you're saying these things in your mind and you're voicing it through your heart and through your uh, vocal cords and your throat chakra. It brings beautiful energy in, and I feel like that's what that is talking about as well. So I love that. All right. So that is what they have for you, my dear, my dear. So enjoy, enjoy. And I'm excited. So I'll look for that comment. That'll be good too, because then I'll see it when I look down the comments later this evening or tomorrow. So yes, thank you too. Thank you so much for your donation. Good to see you. Alrighty. So let's see here. Okay, thank you, Girl Gun, for your additional one here. All right, so Sean G, you are up next here. Let me grab your timestamp. There we go. Did I? I think I put Johanna's out there. Yeah, I did. Okay. So Sean G, thank you so much for your donation via the Cash App. All right. Yeah, maybe we'll see in the camera. Although I don't know if I know what you look like. I guess I could look at your little picture and blow it up. It's like this big to me, and I see that there's a horse and a little figure next to it. So we'll have to find you. All right. So Sean G, you wanted guidance for the week. All right, let's take a look here. So the guidance for the week. Let's see what we got here. Got those. Any of these other ones calling out? Well, I do want this one. These are underlying energies. This one here. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards and 2 underlying energies too. So I feel like it's kind of like this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday energies. But the bottom of the deck, you have the Page of Cups. So there is this heightened emotion next week. I do believe we have a full moon next week, if I'm not mistaken. So it would make sense that there is some of that out there. But let's see what the underlying energy for the entire week is. You do have the Seven of Swords, along with the Ten of Pentacles. Look at all this foresty energy, even though it's swords and pentacles. I feel like a big important piece for next week is to be aware of your own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that might steal opportunities of abundance or relationship, anything to do with the outside world with that 10 of Pentacles, because that is a relationship card, but it can be money, it can be anything you feel like would bring represent abundance in your life too. Because the Seven of Swords is like the thievery, the betrayal, um, lying, cheating, stealing, type of energies. But it also, but it doesn't have to mean that it comes from, other people. It can mean that it's our own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that do that. So that's why I'm saying be aware of what's going on in here around abundance, money coming in, um, you know, income, that kind of thing. Let's see what happens here. What they want you to know about, like Monday, you got the Hierophant. So Monday, you're invited. Well, here's that teacher student energy. Don't you get that like on Mondays a lot? Do you have classes on Mondays? I don't know. But it is teacher student energy. So I feel like it's a big day around teaching for you. But it's also important to see things from a higher perspective with that too, with that energy coming in. I don't feel like it's like um Monday doesn't feel like it's any kind of a troubling energy or anything. This actually feels like a very bright energy for Monday. Tuesday, you do have the Queen of Swords balancing the head and the heart. So that's where this energy could start coming in with concerns around, you know, thoughts and beliefs around how things are supposed to happen, should happen, must happen. Because we can get so restrictive on the how things have to happen that we start restricting the creator. We're like, creator, it has to come this way. And he goes, well, that's going to take longer. But if you're open, it can come in sooner. So it's about opening our mind and going, you know what? I surrender everything to you. I trust you, and I'm not going to try to, let me help, because whenever I do that, it tends to mess things up. Creators doing something, and I'm like, let me help, and then I knock over the cake and it falls flat, and they're like, it's okay, we'll just make a new one, and I'm like, sorry. But so that's what it kind of comes in there is letting go of some of that and trusting there. Wednesday, Thursday, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, we've got looks like some alone time on Wednesday with the hermit taking steps back. With the lover's card here, it doesn't necessarily feel like that's a relationship with someone. Wednesday feels kind of like an alone day. Thursday feels like a get together with an important relationship of some kind. Not sure if there's it doesn't have to be like romantic. It can be with a close friend, a family member, can even be with spirit, quite honestly, because that's the relationship we can have. So if you have some alone time, Wednesday, Thursday, there is this important take time for you connecting with the spirit world, connecting with, your spiritual posse creator, however you feel the higher powers are. It's important for you to connect with that to get some good groundedness in there because they allow you to see things from a different perspective uh, throughout the week too. And then Friday, you have the King of Pentacles. So yay! So doing those things, you do have this abundance that comes in here on Friday. So this feeling of fullness and abundance that comes in for Friday and Saturday. Letting go of more expectations. Tired of pleasing people next Saturday. Just I don't want to, everyone is telling me I need to do this and this and this and this. I'm going to choose what I want to do. And I'm setting myself free from all these opinions from people. And the Ten of Swords is like, stick a fork in me. I'm done. Tired of people pleasing. And and you might have found yourself getting stressful over what will people think if I don't do this, and maybe I should do this, and should, supposed to, need to, have to. And you're like, no, I get to be me, and I like that energy because that's that Seven of Swords ultimately too. Those thoughts and beliefs that make you feel like you have to do things a certain way, which actually restricts us. And we're like, uh, it's like being, what is it when you're, don't like being in tight places, It's like, I don't like that. I hate feeling constricted. I got to be free. And that's kind of what's coming in there. So hopefully that helps a little bit. And let's see what your fortune cookie is here. Okay. Do you have Yeah, surrender to silence. Well, there you go. There's your Wednesday, Thursday. Maybe it's about trying to be quiet, but it says, in quiet meditation and contemplation, let go and enter the stillness within. Silence can heal and replenish you. So it does feel like they're really reinforcing that, taking time for you, especially Wednesday, Thursday, but definitely take time to step away from everything and make sure you're uh, taking care of you, but also connecting with spirit throughout the week this week, especially. Right. So hopefully that helps, Sean G. Thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. Much love to you. Right. Maria P, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. All right. And then yours is via the PayPal. Let's pull up your email here. Okay. So let's shuffle here. These cards go flying everywhere. All right. So let's take a look here. What are Wally's thoughts and feelings for you today? Let's see what we got going on here. One card. Okay. What's he up to today and the weekend? Okay. And then what's coming for you and Wally this weekend? Okay, and next week. Updates on the dark side. Okay. And Wally told anyone about you. Okay. And he seems jealous a little when men are liking you. Okay. And then anything else. It'll probably be about expectations, right? It always is. They got to get it in somewhere. All right. So, Wally's thoughts and feelings for you today. We had the Five of Cups. So, the Five of Cups, it feels like um, they had some sort of sorrow or lower vibrational energy that was impacting them. Um, Work, combination of work and other areas of their life, not with you though. But with their interactions, it's like your energy helped transform it. Five is the number of change from lower vibration to higher vibration. So I feel like that is the big thing they're really focused in on. I feel like there's just a lot of weird, like, well, it's the 4th of July, so it probably wasn't work, but maybe they're like, well, they're feeling stress about work because they had a short work week and they didn't get everything done. They probably have to do some work from home because aren't they like in a new position? It just feels like they're stressed about trying to get everything done, and now they're going to have to do some more. And then they had everyone pull them in different directions, and there was just some fireworks other than the fireworks in the sky. and and then, just them thinking of you, them if you guys were texting back and forth or whatever, it just allowed them to go. It was like a very grounding energy. So I love that, and they noticed that. They're just like, it's a wonderful place, the impact you have on them. What is they up today and the weekend? So today we've got, yeah, temperance, balancing a bunch of stuff, juggling a lot of activities and people pulling them everywhere. We've got the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, balance, energy again, balance and a lot of activity in the outside world. And the Four of Pentacles, which is home energy. Um, and I just feel like there's rushing, running around and that kind of energy. The weekend, I feel like the first two cards are a lot of juggling a lot of things today and tomorrow. Sunday feels like a homebody day where they have to get some stuff done because they're behind. They feel like they're behind, as they say in billiards, behind the eight ball. Whoa, I got to get stuff done. What's coming for you and Wally this weekend? We have the Two of Swords. So there is communication, a lot of talking and communication. Two of Swords can be because it's the heart and the head. So I feel like I don't know if there's two opportunities to see each other, but it feels like the head is battling with the heart. They definitely their heart wants to get together, but their head is like, how am I going to get all this done? Um, so I feel like in the battle between the head and the heart, there might be at least one opportunity to get together in here, but I do feel like a lot of communication. For next week, you do have the Hanged Man, which is the cocoon energy, and the Three of Pentacles, which is about being true to one's authentic self, some creativity. Both of these add up to three, the 12 of the Hanged Man. Um, so I do feel like there's at least two opportunities to get together during the week outside of the weekend. One feels like hanging out at home. One, interesting enough, just with child, I don't know if you guys are going to do something with child. That just seems like it was jumping out here. So it's a possibility coming in there. Updates on the dark side. We've got the Four of Cups, which is stagnancy but at least a balanced energy. There's not a whole lot of friction going on, but I feel like it's because there's a lot of distraction. So there's not opportunities to battle because it's so many people, all these different things happening that there's not a lot of opportunity. And about being in front of other people, if they happen to be in front of people, then they're not arguing, they're not doing things, they're more in conversations with other people, they're not focusing on each other. So it feels um, good. It feels peaceful, at least for him this weekend, which is good for Wally. Has Wally told anyone about you? We got the Four of Wands, which is joy and celebration. I just don't feel like they have yet. Again, like they go, it's balanced, it's joyful. Why screw it up by telling other people? And it's none of their business. They're like, I just enjoy it being, um, without anyone else trying to meddle or whatever, because um, once you start telling people, you start getting opinions, and then that just blah blah blah, right? And he just like, ugh, ugh. So I know, and it's be aware, we ask questions for a reason, and it's like, well, you know, I know in some of my relationships that they weren't out, and so they were like they never told their family about me, and that did in the time because I didn't have hadn't worked on my esteem yet. I was feeling like, well, I'm not even worth anything to them that they would want to tell anyone about me. It's not true. This is about their own experiences, not us. So try to see it from that if you want to relieve that within you. He seems jealous a little when men are liking Wheel of Fortune. It's the tune of for us. They do feel fortunate, and so of course there is a little bit of fear when you have something that feels so fortunate for you. You do fear losing it at certain times in our life, right? Till we overcome those fears. But they do have that within there, yeah. So anything else you should know? Well, you got the Lovers card and the Chariot. Victory, movement, love movement, forward movement. Still a lot of choices to be made regarding this. And with both the Chariot and the Lovers card, the Lovers card is like can be, in addition to important relationships, romance, and all that, it is the power of emotional choice. And the Chariot is all four of the areas we make a choice every moment, right? Mind, emotion, heart, right? Our energy and our physical actions. But this is all reminding you that how you feel is your choice. The stories you put to things are your choice. The energy that you put out and attract into your world is your choice. And then also, any of your physical actions are your choice. You can't control anyone else's stories, emotions, actions. All you can do is come back to here and choose your own. When we're out in someone else's business, we feel out of control. We feel "Ah," right. But when we're back in our good, then focusing on gratitude as much as we can in ourselves and our own heart development and releasing thoughts and beliefs and expectations that don't serve us anymore, emotions that don't serve us anymore, energy that doesn't serve us anymore, even purging things in our physical world that don't serve us anymore. It opens up space for us to expand. So I like that. Very good. Oh, I know. Interest. Oh, you're so funny. All right. So that's what they have for you, Maria. So many blessings. Thank you for your donation once again. Appreciate that. All righty. So up next, we've got Sun and Moon for the next donation. Let's grab your timestamp here. All right, so Sun and Moon, let's give that a love and a like since it lets me. Happy 4th to you too, Detective BZ. All right, so follow-up question below. Here we are. So, energy check, deep dive, nosy read. All right, let's take a sip. Okay. Okay. All right. Oh, thank you so much. I love you too. Very grateful. All right. So let's take a look here, Sun and Moon. So, is tomorrow afternoon still the best day to reach out to BD? Like late afternoon, right? Because we're doing morning or evening, is what Spirit's bringing back. Evening seemed to be the better one. Let's see what they say here. Is it still on? New energies as of today. Will he be in a good place to respond to what you'd like to share? Okay. Okay. Got that. And this. And this here underneath the surface. All right. And then a read on BC. Not you and I in July, right? You want BD? I'm like, it's not us. No, stop. This monkey don't climb that tree. You know that. Okay, I know what you're meaning. All right. So let's see here. BD and you in July. So based on energies, what are we looking at here? All right. So first of all, let's look at, is tomorrow afternoon, evening still the best day to reach out? Queen of Wands, Page of Swords. Yeah. So Page of Swords is heightened communication, sword suit, and the Queen of Wands, which is energy. So of course it's um and we'll probably talk more about this with number two. Well, we'll just segue in with this to the second question. Because it's an ideal time where they're ready, but it also depends on how you approach with this Queen of Wands, your energy. If you're going in with expectations and need and want, that makes it more difficult, right? Because that kind of energy is lower vibration, pushes things out. But if you go in with gratitude, thinking about the communication you've had in the past, the things you love about who they are, experiences you've had, and go in with that higher vibration, that of course invites a higher vibration experience. So I like that, which brings us into number two. Will he be in a good place to respond? We got the 10 of swords. Yeah, letting go of expectations. Well, if I just turn over the card, right? So let go of the expectations of how they are supposed to respond, should respond. Because again, that's lower vibrational energy. I need them to respond a certain way. They must respond a certain way. I want them to respond a certain way. Instead, if we go in without expectation and we're just going in to say, hey, and to share joy and love and play and laughter and da 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 da, then there's not pressure of like, ooh, 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 right? So going in without expectation is an important part of that. Let's see what else they have here. Yep, Four of Swords, which is peace of mind. Again, Four of Swords is an energy. Normally, you see like three swords on the wall and they're sleeping on the Ace of Swords. That's because they let the expectations go and they're looking at things from a higher place, right? Let's see what else they have. Yeah, Magician. Again, watching your energy, whatever you're focusing on, is what you grow and expand. And the Two of Wands, again, energy, whatever you focus on grows and expands. So, the response, you know, we we um we control so much of what we draw in for our experiences, right? That's what when we talk about all of the, you know, possibilities of what comes isn't about like we're not in that in the back seat of the car. Even we're not a little child in the child seat and along for the ride. Where's this going to go? Our energy is what's controlling the vehicle that we're in. And that determines if we're on a head on collision or if we're driving in harmony with someone or we're going off road or whatever. Our energy is all about the experience. And part of that, that is talking about here is if I go in with a lot of expectations, I'm inviting a lot of disappointment. And my energy is actually pushing the stuff away that I'm trying to draw toward me. It's like trying to get a mule to move, it just resists even more. Instead, we're like, you know what I love about you, donkey? I love that you love these carrots. And they're like, oh, come here. When we're doing gratitude, it invites more of those things. So it still is a good time. Like I feel like they're saying here, it's still a good time to reach out, but the response that you get from them all has to do with your approach of your energy, right? So it's like we gotta talk, whoa, But if you go in instead with like we talk about that higher vibration, it ends up being better for you there. How does July look like for the two of you? You got the Temperance card, so slow unfolding here, the going back and forth, alchemy. There is movement, slow growth as it's going. Let's see what these other two cards are here. Yep, Six of Pentacles, Seven of Swords. The Six of Pentacles is about, you know, it is this equal giving and receiving type of energy that comes in here. And this Seven of Swords is, it is about getting out of our own head. Usually, I mean, it can be the thievery card, it can be deception and how our own mindsets are deceiving us. So it is a little bit of, we get a slow moving card like Temperance or one of the other slower moving cards. Gives us time to look at our own uh, thoughts and beliefs that steal things from us. And the Six of Pentacles is also like the codependency awareness, overgiver syndrome that we have, where I feel like I have to give so much to deserve so little. It gives us time here in July to look at some things below that can be moved away that will allow the flow to go more clearly between the two of you going forward here. So I feel like that's an important piece of July is that both of you are working um, against some old thoughts of betrayal, being uh, deceived, etc., not necessarily with each other, but just from your pasts, because you don't want to bring this energy in to anything that you guys head towards. Yeah, it feels like July is still a little bit of we've got the Four of Cups, which is emotional stability. And then there's a lot of the High Priestess here too, which the High Priestess steps away, connects to the higher realms, looks behind the veil, dives deeper. So it does feel like there's a bit of alone time still in July, looking at those things, resolving those things, letting some fears go and some old thoughts and beliefs go. But because isn't it August you guys get together? Is that right? Because it feels like July can still be some communication and stuff going on because the Temperance card is movement. It's just not, Knight of Wands, ludicrous speed. It's, you know, slower moving energy so far, anyway, based on current energies for July. So hopefully that helps a little bit there. Let's get you a fortune cookie, see what else they have to say there. As soon as I put all these cards back in, sorry. All right, let's see. Where do we want to go to? I do want to be drawn to the power of surrender. Surrender, I have surrender written on a sticky note so that I can look at it every day. Yeah, what am I trying to control? What am I trying to fix? What are my expectations? What are my fears? Those are the things to surrender. That it's so easy for us in humanity. We're taught so different. It's a good reminder to come back to this. Yep, and surrender to the wisdom of your body, which says listen to your body's messages about a person or a situation. If you feel physically drained or uncomfortable, be cautious. If you're energized and happy, move forward. So I feel like they're encouraging you, but you know, that's like we get, oh God, what if they, how they're going to react to what I have to say to them and da 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 da. It's like, you know what? If we haven't been in contact with them a whole lot, maybe it's, starting off with just joy and laughter and celebration of, I was thinking about this times that we had. Remember when blah 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 and laughter and all that and just see where it goes. And maybe if you're like, well, this isn't the time, but at least we have this connection, and then you try again too. So it doesn't have to be all or nothing. We don't have to put pressure on ourselves. So hopefully that helps. I just felt nudged to add that in. All right. So that is what they have for you, my dear. So many, many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donation. All right. And then, Girl Gone, we are back for your second one. Thank you so much for your additional donation. Let's put both your time stamps down there. We'll give that a love and a like. And then you want to know, will your wishes and goals come true soon? All right, let's take a sip here. One more shuffle. All right. So, will your wishes and goals come true soon? What do you have for Girl Con? Wishes, goals, and what would they like you to know about those? Any advice? All right. So they do want those and goals. Okay, they do want. Okay, they do want that one and that one and this. Okay, this one and this one. All right. So let's see what we got here for you. Don't feel like they want to bring the bottom of the deck into play yet. So if we look here at wishes first, will your wishes come true? You have the Eight of Wands. And I like this Eight of Wands. There's a lot of energy being uh, around your wishes. It's like there's a lot of flow towards your wishes. Let's see what the cards that they have down here have in regards to this, because the Eight of Wands also represents like a lot of messages from spirit around your wishes. Um, and so we'll see what these are about. So we've got the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords is a card of clarity, mental clarity coming in, seeing things from a different perspective. So I do feel like what's been happening is that, we can get into having like wishes that our mind wants, which is very influenced by all the thoughts and beliefs and mindsets and opinions that were poured into us growing up, that we think, oh, this is what I should do. This is what I should be wishing for, etc. And there is a difference between what our head wants and what our heart wants. And our head wants a lot of stuff that's rooted in fear, because we've been taught a lot of things like these wishes I want, because that means if I get these wishes, this means something about me. It impacts my worth. But that's the lie. That's the small t truth, which is rooted in lies, right? It's like that's not true. Our worth is not dependent on anything in the outside world. Our worth is really based on inward and upward, the eternal, unconditional love of the higher realms, right? So all of the stuff we're taught, oh, you got to have this and this and this to be lovable, acceptable, blah blah blah, successful. If I didn't say that, um, but that's what I feel is coming in here is a lot of the mental wishes are being questioned and clarified, and the heart is starting to voice its own point of view too, right? So I like that for you, because sometimes we're just so driven towards something, and we don't even because I'm like we've been convinced we're supposed to wish for it, right? So I like that part of this journey of moving toward your wishes, that is you're getting clarity towards your wishes, and I would also say goals too. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, the Hierophant. Here's your higher self showing you things from a higher perspective. So again, what we're talking about here about gaining clarity around what the wishes are. And the Wheel of Fortune, which is the tuna for us, trusting that everything that does happen in our life does happen for us, and that we can trust that. So if there's any fear around wishes coming true or not, we know that that is not based on our heart and love. It's based on our mind defining ourselves by a wish coming true or not. Because if it's a wish and it's like, I would love this, but whether it happens or not, that's the surrender piece of our energy, where we are like, you know what? But I give this to you, Creator. This is what I would love, but I give it to you, and I'm going to trust that if it is for my highest, you're going to bring it in the perfect way, and the perfect timing, and that's the release of it. If I can truly do that, then I can move along and love my life and do what's going on, and I'm not so have anxiety around whether I get the wish or not, right? And then you have the Seven of Cups. Yeah, there's so many different wishes, so many things that we could choose, and there's so many people putting things into our minds. I just feel like there is clarity coming in here. I feel like that's their message around what is it you truly are wanting and why, as far as wishes go, and that's an important piece of the adventure here. So will they come true soon? They're like, well, you're in a phase of clarifying what the wish is, because there's some wishes that aren't in your highest experience, and that's why all these messages from spirit are coming in to help guide you and show you that some of these things are more influenced by others, and then you can determine what it is that you're wanting to do. and then you can move forward. So I like that. Um, and then for goals, let's see what the goals are here. You got the Four of Wands. So there's joy and celebration, some stable energy here. Let's see what comes in with this around goals, because that's a happy, happy energy. We do have the Nine of Cups, which is the dream come true card, but it's the heart's dream come true. So kind of piggybacking on what we've said here, they're like the goals that are in alignment with your heart. Yes, those will come to fruition. But again, it's the clarity on which ones are of that and which ones are of just the head. Let's see what else we have here too. You have Five of Cups, change of emotional energy. Let's see what else we have here. We have the Hermit. Hermit energy is about stepping back and connecting with spirit. So there is a lot of things around this, the wishes and the goals. They're like, I feel like you have a strong drive, and that's great because you have a great amount of energy. But we also, of course, have been influenced so much about what you are supposed to be headed towards and what your um, outcomes that you're supposed to is an expectation, right? Supposed to focus on, and it's like, yeah, but is that what I want to focus on, right? So, interesting. We'll see what else we have here. Do you have the Nine of Pentacles, which is about abundance and independence, which can be financial independence. But again, this nine energy that's coming in here. You got the Nine of Cups, the Hermit, which is the major arcana number nine, and then the Nine of Pentacles. So you got all this 999 energy, um, which in German is no, 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 nine, nine, nine. But it's also, I don't know why that came in. That's funny. But I should have hit the no. I have a no button. But it's about stepping back, and the Nine of Pentacles for me is like the Hermit. It's so important to step back and really take time to breathe, see things from a different perspective, connect to the higher realm, ask them to give you clarity about what is it, why do I want what I want, and getting to the root of it. And that helps you weed out what is of expectations planted from other people in the past and what is truly for you. And you have the Tower card. Both the Tower card and the Wheel of Fortune, both of these cards have a story of um, everything that happens in our life does happen for us. And uh, we can trust that if something's moved out of our life, that it does create space for something that is more in alignment with our higher self, and, clears things out of our path to move forward too. So I feel like around all the goals and stuff, they're like, you have such a capacity for success with all of this, but it's like they're saying here, yeah, even with now they're bringing in the Seven of Swords on the bottom, which is about being true to your authentic self, not dimming your light, not asking permission to shine, not needing to defend what you're wanting. But we do have the Ten of Swords underneath that, which is letting go of all the expectations, the small t truths. So before investing more energy going forward towards goals, it's about making sure that these goals are what you are wanting for your life, and not what other people have convinced you you're supposed to want for your life. So understanding your why around things, I feel like, is a very important piece of all that. So hopefully that helps. I know I'm like, I just wanted a yes. Not that simple tonight, right? Let's see what your Power of Surrender card. Yeah, surrender the drama. Well, hello. But it says, no matter how emotionally charged the situation, remain calm and don't contribute to the drama. Staying centered will help resolve the issue more quickly. So, kind of getting centered here with all that hermit energy, too. It's about stepping back, connecting inward and upward, and then we can, have that clarity that comes in that silence and in that connection with spirit. So hopefully that helps a little bit, Girl Gone. That's what they have for you now. So thank you again for your dual donations this evening. Very grateful. Alrighty. So let's take a look here. Hey, Moonlight. So I think that was the last of the donations. So we will start into the free readings, and then if I get any donations, we will, of course, jump in to those intermittently. So let's take a look here. So we did that one, we did that one, we did that one. All right. So Ateshi Singh, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. Boom. So Ateshi. And of course, free readings go a little faster. They're just 1 to 2 cards. Donations are when we dive deeper into those. So Atesh, you want to know, is there a deeper spiritual meaning to why you get really hurt, frustrated whenever you see Sarang and Sarah, specifically those two, interact with each other? All right, we'll take a look here. Yeah, so of course, I mean, outside of the human meaning, like, human meaning that there is, um, you know, these emotions of um, defining yourself by someone else's actions, and that's why we have fear that their actions, because they're interacting with them and not me, that this means something about me, and that's where that pain and that fear that comes in. So when we look at hurt and frustrated, that's fear of not being chosen, fear of not being good enough, blah blah blah, all those lower vibration fears, right? So outside of that, is there a deeper one? Why, yes, there is. So you have the moon card, which has to do with emotions bouncing around in the subconscious. And you also have, it's funny, that's card 18. Then you have the magician number 1 and the 8. So again, 18 again, with the 8 of cups, emotions to be let go of and movement of that. And the magician is our higher self. Um, so there's past life emotional connections. So you guys do have, all three of you have past life um, experiences, and all of these emotions from past life are in our subconscious, at least the pathway to the Akashic records, where we have all our past life or other life wisdom, our other lives emotions and experiences are all stored in there. And humanity, we have a great expansion of that energy. Um, Last year it was 1% more. This year it's 1% every month. So everyone's feeling deep, deep emotional movement and connections with others at a higher rate than we ever have. So we're picking up stuff, and it's difficult sometimes to separate the 4 places we sense emotion, right? One is the emotions of other people that we're picking up because you're empathic, right? So you're picking up other people's emotions. You have the emotions you're currently feeling. Then you have the emotions your inner child is being triggered by the emotions that they're feeling in you in the outsider world, going, ooh, 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 I felt that too. That's 7 years old and younger. I felt that too. And then you have the past life emotions that are also bubbling down there. So we have all this emotion flowing in great ways this year, but especially recently as Jupiter moved into Cancer. We've had a big Sagittarius full moon. We're in Cancer season, which is moon energy, emotional moon energy. We've got a lot of emotion going on. So there is past life connections and emotional energy that you can transform, and but that's why there's this, because both you've had relationships in past life between both of them. All three of you have had different relationships, romantic in the past, as different characters. And so you have this energy of being left out, which adds into everything else you're feeling as you're human. So hopefully that makes sense. But that's what they have for you, Ateshi. So many blessings. All right. All right. And hey, Moonlight 5, thank you so much for your donation. Let's get your timestamp here. So we'll jump over to you here. How you doing? Good to see you. Happy, happy days. Heavy energy. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people have been saying that and been feeling it. I have been feeling that energy. And so we're definitely not alone. I feel everyone is feeling like um, it's just a lot of all this powerful, emotional, expansive energy. And then Neptune went retrograde today. Venus, the planet of love, went into Gemini, which gives us a little reprieve over love because Gemini will help balance out some of the huge emotional Cancer moon energy and everything that we've been talking about, right? It just feels like, oh my gosh. And there's a lot of fear going on in the world, a lot of lower vibration, which can then trigger us to our little inner child feels like, what's going on? It's like when a dog barks, you're like, oh, I'm in danger. But let's take a look here. So nothing's happening. A quiet day. Is anything coming upcoming? What do your ancestors say? Let's take a look here. What do they want you to know? Anything you need to know. If you guys are hearing the fireworks are starting off here, it's the 4th of July. So don't think you guys hear it quite so loud, but apologies if you hear. They're not supposed to be having fireworks in the neighborhood, but people just do what they want, right? All right. So, Moonlight, the bottom of the deck, you do have the Eight of Wands here. The Eight of Wands, ton of energy. They're like, you are correct. There is a lot of heavy energy. There's a lot of energy flowing out in the world and of course within ourselves. So being aware, whatever we can do, of course, during this time, um, you know, people were saying saltwater bath, saltwater? No, salt baths, like Epsom salt or different salt baths. Um, of course, I'm not a doctor, so always consult, you know, before doing anything physical, medical, anything like that. Consult a professional. But like barefoot out in nature, getting out in nature if we can, any kind of meditations, any kind of naps, anything we can use can help. Let's see what your ancestors have to say as well. Got the star card. So it is the stars. A lot of astrology, I feel is like what they're pointing to here. Um, but this is Aquarius energy, and Pluto is in Aquarius, which so this is a year. Well, what is it? 20 years, something like that. We're going to be going through this. There's a lot of change energy going on with that, and where the old ways don't work anymore, and so the age of Aquarius is shaking and rattling our cage. But there's a lot of astrology that's happening this year. Next year seems to lighten up a bit. So there's, get through this year just moment by moment, breathe, do our Lamaze. That'll help us get through it. My singing bowl is my friend. Drumming, I have a drum now. So I'm going to do some drumming and just to get back into connection with grounding with Mother Earth, with all this energy that's flowing around us. It's very important for us, but there is a lot happening to the huge collective and the planet through all that. So definitely there. We have the Five of Cups. So there is some lower vibrational energy that can be transformed into higher vibrational energy. Because that's our power of emotional choice. So it's a number of change that doing the things we can, we talk about the empathic bubble, how we can all put up this bubble of energy that keeps the emotions of the outside world from bleh, and being absorbed into us, and calming our inner child as much as we can, being aware of our past life emotional energy that's going on all over the place. And one of the things that we can do is push out unconditional eternal love energy as much as we can, connecting to the higher realms, letting that emotion come in, fill us up, and flow out. Because if this emotion is flowing out of us, it's like a fire hose. When it's on and that water is flying out of it, nothing's going in there. The amount of power coming out of the fire hose, nothing can get in there. No emotion can come back in. So when we're pushing out as much love energy out into the world, unconditional love energy, flow in, fill us up and out, in, up and out, in, up and out. Woof. Can just feel the energy already. It's like it just pushes all the lower vibrational energy. Or not really pushes, but it transforms any energy around us, and so we have this big bubble of love, and then that's when we have peace and we can feel, I can breathe again instead of feeling like you're claustrophobic and all these emotions are like, "Whoa," like you said, heavy. It lightens it up instead. So something you can do with that. That's what this other one is here. Yeah, Page of Cups. There we go. Become the chalice. Fill up with the love and overflow. Perhaps if I just look at the cards. We've got the Seven of Pentacles, which is realizing the fruit that we're feeling and choosing to plant new seeds and different seeds. So when we realize something I'm doing is causing more heavy, lower vibrational emotions, if I don't want to feel that anymore, let me just and do something different, right? So I like the Seven of Pentacles. It is an energy of getting out to, I feel, and if you have a garden or flowers or plants or getting things out there, right? Well, stop picking up your son. If he's heavy, don't pick him up. That's funny. Yeah, I did, Girl Gone. Let me just grab her thing real quick here. Here you go. Here's your timestamps there, Girl Gone. Thank you again for your extra donation. Yeah. Yeah, he should sell his car. That's funny. But you have the Hierophant, yeah, looking at things from a higher perspective. Looks like ancestor energy. Connect with us, and we'll show you different ways of looking at situations from the higher point of view, not the human point of view, and that will help also release some of the heavy things. Because when we have fear energy around, like, you should do this, you should do that, that's lower vibration, right? And whenever I'm feeling heavy, I ask myself 4 questions. What am I trying to control? If I'm trying to control something outside of me, good luck, because we can't control anything outside of us. So, what am I trying to control? What am I trying to fix? Because that below that is energy of, I feel like something isn't the way it's supposed to be, which brings me to what are my expectations rooted in fear, right? All this life isn't perfect. It should be different. It's not being what I think it should be, right? And then really underneath all those, it brings us down to what am I fearing, right? All those other questions are on the surface that help us drill down to what am I fearing? What am I fearing? Because that is what at the root of anything lower vibrational is fear. And if we can get down to that, we can question it and free ourselves from it. Or as I used to say, wallow around in the quagmire of my despair until I'm finished rolling around in it, and then I can change it. There's no right or wrong, right? There's just different choices with different experiences. But if I'm tired of feeling the heavy, lower vibration, then I get to the root and I ask myself those questions. It helps. Yeah, and the Queen of Wands, it's all in your hands, powerful, almighty Queen of Wands. Whatever I focus my energy on is what grows and expands, right? And so again, kind of circling back to what they were saying before is, life is so simple. Human characters, we complicate it. Whatever I focus on grows. Really, every moment is simple. Every moment is a choice between higher vibration or lower vibration. And I'm the one making the choice for my life. No one else is um, deciding for me. They might be making it harder or easier, but that's even my choice. Um, I can have a belief. People make it harder for me to choose, or I'm like, what people do has no impact on me. That again is my story. I get to choose my story. I get to choose my emotion. I get to choose my energy and attraction. I get to choose my physical actions. Everyone else's, none of my business. I can't control it. Yeah. Surrender to joy, baby. A key to positive change in your life is to let joy in and savor it. Indulge in random acts of smiling. During both the hard and easy times, keep surrendering to more joy. I love it. Uh, yeah. Yeah, we can have all explanations and everything, but that doesn't matter to ancestors. They're like, yeah, 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 yeah. But it comes down to energy. It doesn't the what's happening in the outside world, it doesn't mean a thing. It's our energy around it that impacts everything, right? So you have a story, you broke my trust. And it's like, all right, um, so you went and drove. So now um if you go do this and you kill someone or you get a ticket or whatever, you won't be able to get a license. It will be so you can let them, that's us taking responsibility for other people's actions, right? I mean, I know it's hard because you're like, I'll be held responsible. And it's like, yeah, maybe. But it's about the energy we put around everything. So, that's what happens. All right, my dear. So hopefully that helps a little bit. Joy, joy, joy. Even in the challenging situations, just joy, 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 you know, and instead of fear. Because if we fear something's going to happen, we fear this, we fear that, we fear this. And that's why we're like, and it's like, um, do you remember when we were teenagers? Do you remember when we were like, it doesn't matter. I just got to do this. I don't care if I'm late on my curfew. And, uh, and, uh, you know, because there's things that become so much more important than the rules. And we all have that time in our life when we rebel. And it's like, all right, unless we've thought we were like the perfect children, just let's go ask our parents. They'll be like, let me correct you. And at least their perception may be different than ours. All right. All right. That's what they have for you, my dear. Enjoy the sun. Much love to you. Thank you again for your donation. All right. So I'm going to be on for about another hour, everybody. So we're going to jump back to more free readings here. Let's see, we left off with Ateshi. Okay, and then Victoria. Let's grab your timestamp here. Chicka, chicka, chicka. There we go. There we are. So, Victoria, good to see you. What is coming towards you this weekend? Happy 4th of July to you. I've got a moth flying around in here and some sort of little fly. So, Spirit must be saying hello. They're appearing as little flying insects. All right. What do we have here? You've got the 7 of Wands. Wow. And the 9 of Cups. So there is this energy. It's like there's this nudge for you this weekend to especially be true to your authentic self. Don't dim your light. Don't ask permission to shine. Don't feel you have to defend. Just be yourself and really go do things that you love. The Nine of Cups represents like what fills your heart up. And I just feel like this combination is um, spirit is nudging you to get out and do things that you love to do. You don't need to do it with anyone else. It doesn't have to be, you know, with um well, it needs to be this, it needs to be that. Just like follow your heart this weekend and go do things that you love to do. And if people want to go along, yeah, come on along. If not, I'm going to go do it by myself. I feel like it's a great weekend here for you to do this because the nine is a hermity type energy about following my heart. And the seven of wands is another energy of being true to your authentic self and doing that. And so I feel like this is what they're nudging you um, to do. So it's not so much what's coming towards you this weekend as so much of what your actions following your heart can bring you is what they're nudging you to do. It's like sitting still. What's coming toward me? They're like, nothing fun. But if you go pursue your heart, you'll come across a lot of fun experiences too. So I like that for you. Right. So that's what they have for you, Victoria. So many blessings to you. All right. And then we have Marie Amethyst Celentine. You are up next. Let's grab your timestamp here. Boom. So you want to know what will happen with you and Philippe. You're a Scorpio. He's a Sagittarius. Will he come back if he goes away from you? All right, let's take a look here. So what will happen between you and Philippe? We have one card for that. And then will he come back? Whoops, if he goes away. Here comes that card flying out here. Let's see what we got here. What is going to happen between you and Philippe? Well, we do have the Death card, which is an ending card. With you asking, will he come back if he goes away? It's either ending of a relationship or ending in a new beginning. Let's see, does he come back here? We've got the Three of Pentacles. Will he come back if he goes away from you? Based on current energies, this Three of Pentacles, it feels like there wouldn't be necessarily a reconciliation with that. And I know when we love somebody and um and we kind of are defining ourselves maybe a little bit by the love that we have for each other, and if someone leaves we think it's our fault and that we're not, we have fear that I'll never find love again, and that this they left me because something's wrong with me. We got all that stuff that goes on the inside. When we realize later, because that happened to me like 3 times. Well, I think I left all of my relationships, but 3 of them, they were going outside of the relationship. And the 3 of Pentacles brings in like a third person kind of situation. And that's why I feel like they don't end up coming back, is because with their fire energy, I feel like they don't go backwards. I feel like they're a grass fire. They burn through things and then they don't go back because there's no fuel for the grass fire to go backwards. They're always going forward to the next, to the next, to the next. And that's why I feel like, quite honestly, um, if they do leave, the energy kind of feels like they are headed that way, that it is for you, because being burnt once by the grass fire is enough. If they were able to come back and burn backwards, they'd burn you again. um, and I feel like it's important for you to understand what you learned about yourself here, because it's really, I feel like, a big lesson that you learn through this relationship is about being true to your authentic self, not shrinking, not becoming who you think they want you to be, not giving up your life and making them your life, but being able to get to this place where you are able to stay you and share your life with someone. But I don't feel like it's going to be Philippe, and it'll be someone that is more in alignment with your energy as well. But I feel like that's what's coming in there for you, Miriam. So hang in there, my dear. I know. Blah. So that's what we have there. All right. All right, Girl Gone. I'm so happy that that reading resonated. All right. So we'll continue down the list here. So Content, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. If my mouse will cooperate. Come on, there it goes. All right. So Content, you'd like a general for the next 48 hours. Let's take a look here. For the next 48 hours. Okay, we got that. And this. What do we have happening here? You've got the Strength card and the Eight of Wands. Look at this 8-8 energy coming in here. Powerful flowing energy. A lot of messages from Spirit here, though. I feel like because the Strength card, this is like the little black dog here is our human self, and this is your higher self. And then the Eight of Wands is about a lot of messages coming in from Spirit. That's why I feel like there's a lot of flowing energy, a lot of spiritual energy that's flowing around you in these next 48 hours. So be sure to like take a lot of deep breaths, step back, look around, see what you're seeing, be aware of what you're hearing, even what you're smelling and tasting. Um, Even if you feel someone touching you, I just feel like there's going to be a lot in the physical world that they're showing you, and then dropping thoughts and old memories into your head out of nowhere, emotional energy flowing, just spiritual energy flowing, just all of these areas. I feel like they're going to be communicating with you in the next 48 hours, just to let you know you're not alone, but give you guidance. Um, Maybe there's an anniversary of some kind. If 8-8 is an important date for you. I just feel like there's a lot of people on the other side, both people you knew in this lifetime that are on the other side, but a lot of spiritual energies that they're just, it's an important time right now for you to know you're not alone and you're very supported by the other side. And I feel like that's what's going to be happening here in the next 48 hours. And the more you pay attention, the more you'll see of the many, many different messages that they're bringing. So I like that for you, Content. And that's what they have for you. So many blessings. All right. Whoa. All right, there we go. So Mika Khan, you are up next. So Mika, let me get your timestamp out here. There we go. So Mika, you want to know, will you make decent sales using Tradale at DS, or you should not DS now? All right, we'll take a look here and see what is the energy if you do use it, and what is the energy if you don't, because there's no shoulds from Spirit. They don't have like an opinion on those things. They just look at everything as a different choice with different outcomes. And they're like, what do you want? What do you want to experience? And so they'll give you energy with and then without. And then you get to decide. So with this, you have the Page of Swords. There is a lot of clarity and communication that comes in here with using it. But without using it, the Eight of Wands is a more fast forward movement here. So it does feel like here, before using it, do more research. And the Eight of Wands seems like there's something that would move things faster for you instead of it. But if you have your heart set on using it, definitely dig deeper, because that might change your mind from what I get with these. Oh, I know. What does that mean? All right. But that's what they have for you, Mika. So many blessings to you. All right. So let's see here. That's the last one I had typed. Let me just type the other one out here. Make sure I spelled it right. All right. So day with the jewelry. We have you. Oh, look at the little mirroring of your numbers here. 21441. So day with the jewelry. You want whatever comes out. We'll take a look here. Okay. What do they want you to know? You got the Empress, well, and the Queen of Pentacles. Wow, this is like both. It's like a mirroring energy. Like this is, they mean what they say here, because it's very much cousins, or it's both this Mother Nature, Mother Nurture energy. It's about birthing. Um, Empress is about creativity, but both of them have, all of this new birthing energy. But it definitely is, it's important to nurture yourself, come back to you, follow your heart in what you're creating and expressing, and making sure that you are, of course, with the jewelry, if you're creating jewelry, it's very much about allowing your creativity to flow, because that's part of how you connect. So inward and upward is how you connect to the creative mind. Fear and other noisy things pulls us out of that and away from that. So definitely returning back to that feels important for you. So hopefully that resonates. That's what they have for you today. So many blessings to you. Right. Hey, Debbie, love and light to you too. Hello, hello. Good to see you. Sorry, I'm just saying hello to you a couple hours later. All right. And Hot Sun, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. So happy 4th to you too. So what are ease, feelings, intentions, and next action towards you in the bottom of the deck? Okay, so we've got feelings, intentions, and next actions. What do we have here? All right. Bottom of the deck here, you do have the Star card. So you can take that as you will. And then feelings and next actions. Well, we do have here the Magician card, which is an action energy type of a card here. Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is this energy of, I'm tired of pleasing other people and doing what I think everyone wants me to do. I just don't want to be a caged lion. I need to be free. And this Magician energy, is about wanting to put their intentions forward and actions forward. But this Ten of Swords, I feel like the approach and the intentions and next actions are going to be unintentional without intention, because this energy I'm feeling here is about, I don't want to be, have to have an intention. I just want to enjoy adventure. I don't want expectations, because that's a cage and that equals disappointment. It sucks the life out of things. And they've had that in the past, it appears. And they might even just, I mean, usually all of us learn this when we're younger. And before we even get into any relationships, we have a long list of supposed to be and should be and need to be and whatever, right? And they don't want that. They're just tired of it. So they are just wanting to be able to hang, right? And it's like, really? Because I know all of us grow up with it until we kind of we remove ourselves from being under the law of expectations. I stop expecting all this stuff of me. I release everyone else of it too. But if I have myself under a lot of expectations, by golly, so is everyone else, But once we are free here, they do want to take action, and I feel like they will, but it's going to be without intention, and it's mainly passionate energy that's coming in here with that. So hopefully that makes sense. That's what they have for you, Hot Sun. It's just the secret to relationships: no expectations. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude for who someone is just grows a relationship. expectations are relationship killers. Right. Lisa, you are up. Hey, Lisa, Lisa, let's grab your timestamp here. I think I did that right. Yep, that looks fine. All right. So, Lisa, you want to know, will H discuss another opportunity with you when she contacts you on Monday? All right, let's take a look here. So, will H, okay, discuss another opportunity with you as cards come flying out. Let's take a look here. Wow. I assume so. You've got both the Queen and the King of Swords. Swords is about communication. Queen is balance between head and heart. The King is double the mental communication here. Very positive energies. So I definitely feel like there is going to be another opportunity discussed here because this is high level. Um, Communication I feel like this energy that's coming through is very positive. So I do feel like they will have more opportunities to discuss because there's a lot of discussion going on there. So I do feel like that is a yes. Yay. Right, so that's what they have for you, Lisa. So many blessings to you. All right. And then against all odds, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. And you want to know, will you be in union with the Virgo soon? All right. So, based on current energies, let's check it out here. I got the Judgment card and the High Priestess. It doesn't appear here soon. We have the High Priestess. She goes like away by herself up into her High Priestess temple to communicate with spirit, look behind the veil, get into their own emotions, understand themselves. And the Judgment card here too is our higher self calling us to see things from a higher perspective. So it does feel like there's a little bit of alone time here, but the purpose of it is to not just sit and wait, but during the waiting period, look into our own mindsets, our own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that don't serve us anymore, that are rooted in fears, expectations of supposed to be and should be and need to be and have to be. Virgos are big thinkers too. So it's important to really look at, what are my expectations? What do I expect of someone? What do I expect of someone? Like, who are they supposed to be in a relationship? How is a relationship supposed to unfold? Who am I supposed to be in the relationship? Even who am I supposed to be? All of that is a lot of pressure and exhaustion. And the more we can release all of these rules and expectations, the more flow there is, because those are lower vibration that slows things down. The more we release those and look at things from a higher perspective, from a place of gratitude and unconditional love, enjoying laughter and play and all that higher vibration, the faster things move. So I feel like there's a holding period right now as you dive into that. So not soon based on current energy, but of course, if you change your approach, that can speed things up. Of course, you don't know about Virgo's actions. They could be slowing it down as well. But if you're both slowing it down, it goes really slow. If you at least speed up, then it goes a little faster, right? All right. So that's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. Right. And then Benita Bala, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. All right. So Benita, who in Sean's family has a suspicion that he likes me? Mom, dad, or sister? Let's take a look here. Does anyone have suspicions? Suspicions. It's probably the sister. She knows all. That's funny. Let's take a look here. If we get a page, well, I don't know. I don't think anyone has an idea. We've got the 7 of Swords and the 3 of Wands. It's like they don't even see this path. The 7 of Swords, which is it's kind of like deceit. It's a deceit card, but it's not I'm not getting, like, bad energy. It's just like people are not even seeing it. The 3 of Wands is they just see this other path for them that they don't even recognize it. Like, what's right in front of their face, they don't recognize it. Um, so I don't feel like anyone's really has a suspicion. Although I do have, like I feel like the sister kind of has and it's not even a suspicion because I don't feel like she even cares. She's just like, "Oh, whatever." I feel like she, uh not that they don't get along, but I feel like the his sister, has no interest in his life. She's focused on her own, if that makes sense. All right. So that's what they have for you, Benita. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Nelly Maderos, your free reading. Thank you for your donations earlier. So for your free reading, we'll throw that out here. And is Kevin dating Laura now? Ooh, all right. So based on their current energies, are they currently dating? Woo, woo, woo. Well, Two of Cups. It appears to be that is a relationship card. The Moon card, there's a lot of emotion below the surface here, but it's a lot of hidden emotion that I don't feel like it's been expressed. So I don't feel like it's um like exclusively dating. They haven't reached that point yet. I feel like they've hung out and maybe they've gone on a date or, you know, kind of thing, but I don't feel like it's official because I feel like there's a lot of unspoken and um unconfessed love. Is that how you say it these days? But so I don't feel like yeah, I don't feel like but that's how I feel. So it depends on what we mean by dating. Like, okay, yeah, they definitely have that 2 of Cups. They're definitely hanging out and having, uh, I wanna say fun, because that could be misinterpreted, but they've been hanging out, um, and even maybe an official date, but I don't feel like they're, like, exclusive yet. So, that's what they have for you, Nelia. So many blessings. And then, hey, Anna and Twin V, hello. Sorry, that was like 2 hours ago. You're probably gone already. Hey. All right, so let's take a look here. We did that. Do, 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 do. Everyone's saying hello, hello. All right, here we go. Just making sure I'm not passing anyone over here. So, well, there did they. Sorry, it did some spell check. Okay, there it goes. So, Charlene, you are up. Let's see, you're at 228 exactly. So, Charlene, here's your timestamp. So, Charlene, any messages or things you need to hear from your guardian or spirit guides? All right, let's take a look here. All right. What do you need to hear? Well, you got the Empress and the Star. I like this 2 major arcana coming in here for you because there is a message here of the Star card, which is like a wishing upon a star. What is the dream come true? And clarity coming in with it. With the Empress card, the Empress has a ton of emotional energy that comes from her because she rolls over all 4 queens. Every queen gets cups energy, emotional energy, plus the Queen of Cups. That's 5 parts water, 1 part earth, 1 part air, 1 part fire. So again, a lot of emotional energy coming in here. And with this, the Star card is like, clarity on what the difference is between your brain's dream come true, which is rooted in a lot of opinion, small t truths rooted in fear, given by a lot of other humans growing up. And then there's what your heart wants. And I feel like what they're saying here is taking time to really sit, close your eyes and open your heart, even go from your mind down like a spiral staircase down to your heart and go, knock, knock, knock. And what is your dream? Oh, come in. I'm so glad you asked. And your heart will tell you all about where they're coming from. And then you can have, this little meeting between your head and your heart and go, how can we make this come true, head? Because the head will support the heart. But if the head thinks it's in charge, it will squash the heart instead. So I like this clarity. They're saying, regarding what the dream come true is, taking time to really sit with it and understand, is this really what it is for you? And is the heart wanting something different, right? All righty. So that is what they have for you, Charlene. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Olivier Vergara. Hello, hello. Let's put your timestamp out here. Boom. All right. Will your mom receive positive news from the application she turned in, and will it be soon? All right. Let's take a look here. Okay. And this one here. So, will she receive positive news? We've got the Knight of Swords, which is movement of news. Clarity definitely comes in here. Let's see. Is it going to be soon? Well, we got both the Page of Swords and the Knight of Swords. I feel like it's news. It's not negative news. And it's not affirmative news. I'm getting this energy that the news that she's going to get in is going to be, well, we need to clarify some things on your application. We need this, we need that. I feel like there's going to be additional things they need, and maybe there is some information that I don't know if it's like missing, or that because of the answer they need more information on. I feel like that's the news you guys get first here. And I feel with the Knight of Swords, it is pretty fast that you get that. But I feel like it's more they need clarification before they make decisions. So I don't see an outcome yet, because that's what's the next step in it. Hopefully that makes sense. But that's what they have for you, Olivier. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Alicia, you are up. It's going to be your timestamp here. Sorry if you guys can hear the starting to get dark now. So all the fireworks are beginning outside. You can boom, 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 boom. So Alicia, what's coming next in your career? Let's take a look here. All right, here you go. All right. So it does appear here with the 9 of Wands that there's been a block and you've been having trouble like making it through and getting through. But the 4 of Wands is an energy of joy and celebration. So I do feel like, and it does feel like a joyful gathering. And I like your career. I feel like there's something you go to where you meet somebody that either gives you a lead on your career of like something that you can do, a new opportunity that's coming up, etc. Or they give you an idea that, oh wow, that helps you, because it helps you move past this barrier, and it allows you to step into your power and move forward. But I do feel it's at some sort of gathering, a celebration or something, that you get new information that helps you move past this block in your career that you feel like you've had. So I feel like that's what they want you to know right now. So that's what they have for you, Alicia. So many blessings to you. All right. All right. And then Cat Goddess, you are up. And if you didn't hear earlier, you did win this week's announcement came out on Tuesday. for being a winner of a personal recorded reading. So if you can't find the video, just comment on this stream, not in the chat, but a comment in the comment area. What did I win or whatever, and then I'll post the link to the video. I don't have it like at my fingertips right now. Otherwise, I would just post it here, but I don't have that. So, but congratulations. All right. So, Cat Goddess, you'd like to know what you can potentially expect soon. A personal reading. That's what you can expect. I like it. Yeah. So, you have the Wheel of Fortune and you have the Page of Swords. Page of Swords is a lot of clarity coming in for you, but like you can think of it as like a number 11, and the Wheel of Fortune is, of course, the wheels are turning and it is for you and it's moving forward. And but this Page of Swords is new communication, new clarity coming in, and it is something that you do see. Even your human sees as fortunate, because the Wheel of Fortune says whatever happens in life is for you. It's the tune of for you, the fortune, the fortune, right? And but sometimes our human goes, how is that for me? But when the Wheel of Fortune comes out, even our human character is like, I see how this is for me. And so there is this awareness as the Wheel of Fortune turns, you gain some clarity and some communication, like, all right, some good news that's coming in. But also, I feel like there is this awareness of going, oh, now I understand why that happened and that was for me, because it's allowing this situation. Oh, so a lot of like aha energy that comes in with that. So I like that for you, Cat Goddess. That's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. All right. And hey, private name, happy 4th of July to you too. Sorry, that was like 2 hours ago again. All right, we did that one. We did that one. Okay, here we are. Just make sure. Okay. There we go. All right, and then Maria P, you are up for your free reading. Thank you for your donation earlier. We'll put this one out here too. Boom. And a general for you and Walter's relationship. And happy 4th of July to you too. All right. Okay. What about you and Walter's relationship? All right. Yeah, well, you do have the Page of Pentacles, which is growth opportunities in the future. Queen of Swords is one, it's a balance between head and heart. You know, that's important, not to go too into our head or too much into our heart, but a good balance in between. Allow yourself to feel the feels, allow yourself to, have some dreams and stuff, but just, of course, always be aware of expectations. But I like this too, because the Queen of Swords is one of those cards that we get, which is, about such a good fit, right? And so this is saying that there's this opportunity that is expanding in the future, and things continue to grow because, again, and this is like not something that you guys don't know, but I feel like it's always good for you to hear that both of you feel like it's such a good fit and that you just both mentally and emotionally you guys fit so well. And I feel like that's the message, is just a reminder, that you both feel this way. And it's good to hear, right? Right. So that's what they have for you there. So many blessings. Right. The battle has begun outside. Bam, 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 bam. All right. Happy Pill, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. Let's grab your correct timestamp here. Okay. I think that's right. All right. So Happy Pill, you wanted a general for July. Let's see what Spirit has here for you. All right. There's number 1. Number 2. All right. Let's It's weird. My phone just blinked. Okay. I'm like, what are they trying to tell me? All right. So you do have the star card coming out here, which is it's like a wishing upon a star, dream come true energy. You have the Three of Pentacles too. Now, the Three of Pentacles is an energy of about being true to your authentic self. So when I get this kind of combination that comes in here, it's a message of during July, you're kind of prompted to look at your dream come true and see what it is and see if it truly aligns with who you want to be. Because a lot of times we'll get growing up a lot of these expectations, a lot of opinions from the outside world of who are you supposed to be? What is your dream supposed to be? What are your all your dreams supposed to be, should be, need to be, have to be? But those are opinions rooted in fear, and they can often be attached to our self-worth out of fear. And so this is a kind of an encouragement to take a big deep breath, step back, look into your dream and going, what is it that I want? Not what I think I'm supposed to want. Close your eyes, get out of your head, take a deep breath, go into your heart. And I feel like they're saying there'll be clarity there for you so that you can have something that's heading towards something that's more in alignment with who you truly want to be and what you truly want in life, not what you think you're supposed to want. So hopefully that makes sense. That's what they have for you. Happy pills. Many blessings to you. Right, let's take a look here. We did that one. We did that one. We've done those. All right. All right. And then Star Seed, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. Whoa, that one was close. Dang. Boom. It's like right across the street, I think. Sorry if you guys can hear that. It's like it echoes down this there's a house over here and then fences and then the garage and then another fence and then my window. So it I'm on a basement, so it echoes and you can hear it. All right. So Anshul, this is Starseed. How does Aditya currently feel about you? Let's take a look here. All right, that's one. All right, and two. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Well, these are good energies. You got the Nine of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. So the Nine of Cups is a great amount of emotional energy. It's even borders on dream come true emotional energy. And the Queen of Pentacles, this nurturing mother sensuality. So it's a good combination of energy here. I am kind of feeling here. Um, it borders though on kind of like they love the feeling of being in love. They love romance, and so I don't want to lessen it, but it's good to be aware of like it's like you happen to be someone who's in their, you know, environment. They're like, you're my focus of this romance, but it doesn't have to be you. There's a difference of I love being in love and you'll do. Okay, well, you're done. Well, then you'll do versus, oh my gosh, I am so drawn to you. You know, I wasn't looking for love, but I'm drawn to you versus I'm looking for love. You fit the job requirements, you know, and that's kind of what I feel the energy is more is that they're like, okay, you know, I'm looking for someone to fill this position in my life, and um, you're a good applicant versus bumping into someone and sparks happen and you want it to go in that direction. So it feels like they're on a hunt for love more than um, living life and they met you and are like, oh my God, you're the best thing ever. Right. So it's good to be aware of that. You know, things like that can spark and eventually lead to something as they get out of their head and into their real heart. But I feel like they're more going around it from this is what my brain wants. And it's looking to fill this position. I'm taking applications, doing background checks and interviews, and I think you're a good applicant. Am I the only applicant? Anyway, what I was saying was you're a good applicant. You're just like, oh, there are other applicants. Maybe so. All right. Hopefully that helps, Starseed. I know. Love is such a fun thing with humans, isn't it? All right. So many blessings to you. Okay. Let me see here. Hey, images. Hi. Let's see, we did those. Hey, Debbie O, Texas. Okay. We did those. Let me just continue looking down here. Where are we at? Okay, we're up here. All right, here we are. Whoops. Mouse gone wild. All right, there we go. All right, so Debbie O, Texas, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. There you go. A general read. Absolutely. Let's take a look here and see what Spirit has here for you. So I'm going to be on for about 15 more minutes. We'll try to get through as many as we can here. If anyone wants a donation, I will definitely complete those tonight. Just to make sure everyone's aware. All right. Wow, look at 2 3s. I feel like this is a power of choice coming in here for you. Because you got the 3 of Cups, which is joy, 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 and celebration. And you got the 3 of Swords, which is heartbreak and disappointment. And I like this for you because it does represent exact opposites. And I feel like they're saying just a great reminder that every moment is a choice between higher vibration, like joy, gratitude, laughter, play, unconditional love, gratitude. If I didn't already say that, can say it plenty of times because it's so important, or lower vibration, which is everything else that's rooted in fear, anger, depression, sadness, sorrow, blah, 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 all those heavy, low vibration emotions. Every moment is a choice. It's a mental choice of the story that I choose to put toward it. Is it going to be higher vibration or lower vibration? We have a lot of opinions that are given to us growing up around what something is supposed to mean. What story are we supposed to put to it? That doesn't mean that has to be our story. We might, out of habit, go, oh, that's a bad thing. Bad, good, whatever. That's all opinion. We can stay neutral. We can just say it is what it is. Or we can put a positive, higher vibration story to it or a lower. But there's no right or wrong. There's just different choices with different experiences and different outcomes. So we make a mental story choice, we make an emotional choice, we make an energetic choice. What am I focusing on? Whatever I focus on, higher or lower, is what I'm going to draw and expand. And my physical choices, am I making it a physical action from above or lower vibration, right? So I just feel like that's what they're wanting you to know. It's life is very simple. I remember a reading I did for a friend of mine, and they're like, "There's just so many choices," and I go, "Oh yeah, it seems like it." And I pulled cards, and it was all yes and no. Like no, every moment is yes or no, higher or lower. And they were like, "Yeah, every choice does come down to one or the other." And it helps simplify life. So hopefully that helps, Debbie. That's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. Okay. So we did those. We did those. We did those. Okay. We did all those. Okay. We did those. We did those. Okay. All right. We're getting toward the bottom here. All right. So, Lauren, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. Might just squeeze everyone in. So, Lauren, you asked, just could you get a reading? All right. So let's take a look here, see what Spirit has here for you. Okay, got that one. Nope. What else? And that one evidently. Ooh, you got the devil. The devil. And the Eight of Pentacles. Ooh, but this is a good combination because um, this is all about putting in the work and getting the rewards. So the devil card is Saturn Capricorn energy. And Saturn's the taskmaster. They're all about, you know, um, it is they give you here, if you do this, you'll get this. There's always a reward with that when it comes. The Eight of Pentacles is about putting in the blood, the sweat, the tears, and then the apprentice becomes the master. There's a transformation that happens. You see the fruit of your labor come in. So both of this combination, and it can be work, like officially job or career related, doesn't have to be. There's a strong nudge towards that, but it doesn't have to be. But there is this, whatever you've been putting a lot of work and effort into and energy into, you're about to see the fruit of labor. If you haven't started already, you're going to see the fruit of things come in and come into your life. So be on the lookout. Keep going, because sometimes we're like, God, am I ever going to get anything from this? Well, persevere just a little longer. You're going to start to see the fruit very soon, like in the next week, if not 2 weeks, already. Start to see it all come in. So hopefully that helps, Lauren. And that can be relationship, it can be work, it can be whatever. So, all right. Many blessings to you. All righty. And then we have Venusia 1. Venusia 1. Make sure I spelled all that right. All right. So Venusia 1, let's put your timestamp out here. And welcome. Thank you for being a new subscriber. You can absolutely get a free reading. Let's see what Spirit has here for you. And if you ever want a specific question, you can just pop it out there. Otherwise, we'll do a general reading and see what Spirit has for you. Oh my gosh. That scared me. That was a close firework. All right. Wow, I just put this back in and got it back out here. Well, so you have the Devil card, which is, like I said before, Saturn, Capricorn energy, and the Four of Pentacles. This is about the feeling of home energy here. So if you've been like thinking about where you want to live or something about your home life has been feeling challenging, the Devil card with Capricorn Saturn energy, it challenges our long held beliefs about what something is supposed to be and should be and need to be and have to be and must be kind of energy. And so things have been being brought up for you to face so that you can be released from it. But as I was mentioning before with the Saturn, if you do the work, you get the reward. You get the freedom that comes from facing these long held expectations to release them. And that allows you forward movement. If you want to move somewhere else, it allows you clarity on what you really want, not what you think you're supposed to want. But there's a lot of freedom and reward that comes from it. So it's definitely worth doing the work there. And it's interesting that the Devil card is 15 and the Four of Pentacles is IV, which is 1-5. So there is this 15 kind of number. If you're seeing that number a lot, that's confirmation from Spirit as well. So hopefully that helps a little bit, Venusia, and that's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. All righty. So happy 4th of July, Lucky. Hey, Brenton. Oh, okay, there we go. So Lucky, you are up 250, 342. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So Lucky, when will Jay go forward and ask you out? He's a Capricorn. You're a Sagittarius rising, Pisces sun. Oh, how fun. That's a good combination. My mom was a Pisces sun. My dad was a Sagittarius sun. Those normally don't work out too well. But I like this for you. Let's take a look here. Will Jay go forward and ask you out? when. All right, let's see, based on current energies. Okay, nope, they want that one. All right. There's this expectations seem to be pushing them away with the Three of Swords, but the King of Pentacles there can be a change in this, which we like here. The Three of Swords is usually expectations equal disappointment and heartbreak and all that, but um, the thing about expectations energy is that's lack energy, right? If I expect something, then I need that, I want that, and that is lower vibrational energy, which is like, because it's lack. I don't need something unless I feel I'm lacking something. I don't want something unless I am lacking something. So when I focus on I want them to ask me out, I need them to ask me out, I desire to be with them, that actually ends up pushing them away. Something that you can do, the King of Pentacles is also about gratitude and abundance. And if you focus on what you're grateful for in the interactions that you have with them, and what you have had, then that invites more of that rather than focusing on lack and we get more lack, right? So I feel like this is their message for you. It's like right now, it feels like that energy keeps pushing them further and further and further, off where you're like, well, when are they going to show up? Right. But it's like instead of, because even patience is a lower vibrational energy. Um, because it's like patience means it's something that I should have already have happened in my life. And I'm lacking it because he should have already asked me out. Jay should have already asked me out. And now I'm being patient with it until it happens because it needs to happen. All that is lack energy that just psh, 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 instead of coming back to, creator. It's almost like putting a spell upon ourselves. I cast a spell upon myself to draw to me the perfect person for me in the perfect timing in the perfect way. I release and surrender it to you, and then I go live my life with passion, doing all the things I love. And then if Jay is the one for me, it'll draw him to me. If not, you know, then the right person that is matches that comes in for me, right? So, I like that. So, that is what they have for you, Lucky. So, hopefully that makes sense. It seems like it does. So, many blessings to you. All right. And then Tanya Hikes, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. It says yes to everything you ask. Do you want to go out with me? Yes. Okay. That's what I would tell him, right? Get him to say yes, yes, and yes to this, yes to that, and then okay. And then when are we going out? Okay, and then you want to go out at this time to this place? All right. So Tanya, whoops, I think yep, it spelled it right. A general read for this weekend. All right. You're very welcome, Lucky. General read for this weekend. Okay, we got this and this. Well, I got the Two of Cups and the Three of Wands. Interesting here. It does feel here like a relationship. It doesn't have to be romantic, but it could be with the Two of Cups. But it can be family, friends, close friend, something to do with an important relationship takes a different direction this weekend with new information. The Three of Wands is about headed this way and then kind of taking an off ramp and going in a different direction. It doesn't mean that it's an off ramp away from someone, but this weekend with this Two of Cups, it definitely is an energy of um, not going in the direction that you thought it was going to go. It's like, whoa, oh, okay, it's going that way. So it doesn't have to be like, oh God, where are you going? It's like, where are we going? We're going this. Oh, okay. I'm open to that. That's interesting as well. So I feel like that, be aware of that. It's okay. Um, but the three of wands is generally you choosing with new information to take a relationship in a different direction. It's not so much that it's changing and you're along for the ride. It's more of a energy of you choosing to go a different direction. So I feel like that's an important piece here. The Two of Cups can be emotional choice too, knowing that you get to choose higher vibration or lower vibration, how you feel about something. So that's why you get to choose the direction that you're going to take with new information that comes in. So interesting. But that's what they have for you, Tanya. So many blessings to you. All right. And this will be my last reading for this session because we're just hit 3 hours and we actually hit the last person too. Not hit you. Sorry, Jennifer. We're not hitting you. Let's grab your timestamp here. We're hitting you with a wave of love energy. That's what we're doing. All right. So, Jennifer, you'd like to know what's keeping Carlos from reaching out and is he still interested? Ooh, all right. Let's see here with Carlos here. Okay. What is keeping him? All right. Yeah, we have the Seven of Swords, which is an energy of fear, of betrayal, disappointment, being lied to, cheated on. It's a lot of deceptive energy, but it's not like geared just at you specifically. This is the fear they have that's holding them back. They have the Two of Swords, which is a battle between their head and their heart. So their heart wants to reach out, but their head, which makes sense with all this Seven of Swords, is like, no, no, no. You know what happened before this time and this time and this time? I feel like their mind has this history of seeing betrayal in many ways. And so this fear of it happening again is keeping them from acting on their heart. Um, so I feel like their heart is still interested, but it's their mind that's bullying their heart, and their mind has been a very big bully, keeping them in a cage, keeping the heart from acting out. So that's what's holding them back, and we get it, when our little inner child feels unsafe and out of control, we go into our heads and we do stupid things like don't act on our heart. But our our mind has really protected us a lot in our life. So our heart tends to trust our mind until our heart goes, I can't take it anymore. Rebellion. I don't feel like that's going to happen for a little bit though. So for now, I don't know, Jennifer, you know, how patient are you?
No.
I had to use it at least once in a session, and it was for you. I think I used it another one too. Yeah, yeah. His mind's holding him back. Just that fear of the rejections and stuff of the past. So, what are you gonna do? All right, my dear. So hang in there. After I'm done, everyone, I will post a pinned comment listing all the readings completed, everything else. I will be back tomorrow morning from 11 to 2, tomorrow night from 6 to 9, and then back on Sunday, 11 to 2 as well. If you'd like to join me until then, remember every second of every day of our lives, we truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you guys too. So until I see you again, much love. Hang in there. Take care of yourself. And until I see you again, remember, have fun. Why are we being so serious? It's a playground. Let's go play, right? All right. I love you guys. We'll see you soon.